Greetings, everybody. Let's take a look at an example using the alternating series test. So in this example, we're given an alternating series and we're just asked the simple question, does the series converge or diverge? And for that, let's take a look at what the alternating series test actually says. So what we need for our alternating series test is, first of all, that the terms of our series are actually decreasing. The second thing that we need is for the limit as n goes off to infinity of our terms to actually go to 0. So those are our only two conditions that we really need to check, and for that, it's pretty straightforward, at least in this case, to see that those are going to apply. So for our first condition, we quite naturally have that n is going to be less than or equal to n plus 1. Since raising something to the fourth power is an increasing function for positive values, that means that our direction of our inequality is maintained, and so if we raise both sides to the fourth power, we have that n to the fourth is going to be less than or equal to n plus 1 to the fourth. Since we multiply both sides by a positive number, our direction of our inequality can also stay the same. So if we multiply both sides by 6, we still end up with 6 times n plus 1 to the fourth power being less than or equal to 6 times n plus 1 to the fourth power. And finally, because 1 over x is a decreasing function as x is positive, then what happens in this case, when we apply 1 over x, so we take the reciprocal of both sides, the direction of our inequality will actually switch. And so what we end up with is that 1 over 6 to the times n to the fourth is going to be greater than or equal to 1 over 6 times n plus 1 to the fourth power. And so our first condition in our alternating series test, namely that b sub n is going to be greater than or equal to b sub n plus 1, and that those are always going to be greater than or equal to 0, is satisfied in that case. So then for our second condition, what we have to go back and then check is the limit as n goes off to infinity of our b sub n's, which is going to be the limit as n goes off to infinity of our 1 over 6 n to the fourth power, that thing as n goes off to infinity is going to be 0. In this case, that's pretty obvious, and so our second condition is satisfied. And so our conclusion, therefore, is that our series n goes from 1 up to infinity of minus 1 to the n over 6n to the fourth converges by the alternating series test. And so what we have, hope you've enjoyed this kind of example, kind of going through what we need to do, what we need to check whenever we want to prove that a series does converge by the alternating series test. And with that, I will see you guys next time.